don't mind the clothes on my bed. It's been a long Tuesday. Um, but we get into it. I just started my initial prayer and I was like, let me turn my camera on. So please call your ancestors, spirit guides, and angels into your space. Ask them for your assistance and your guidance as I deliver divine messages from the Most High to you wherever you are. Get your snacks. I just ordered some fried fish, some chicken wings, lemon pepper with some French fries, and we gonna get into it. Yeah. Um, but yes, my intention is to align the collective with healing joy and the most authentic version of ourselves. I pray that you protect our minds, bodies, and spirits as I channel divine messages from the Most High in regards to how the new moon eclipse in Libra taking place on Wednesday, the 2nd of October, will be affecting the collective. Please and thank you, please and thank you, please and thank you. Yeah, let me know how y'all doing in the comment section. But we're just gonna jump right into it. I just been so hungry. I don't know why I've been so hungry. And I don't know if I gotta eat more, because the thing is, like, you know, Halloween popping up, so I'm trying to look like a hoochie low key. And so I've been eating a lot of fruits and parfaits and acai bowls and salads. But I just be like, but I still be wanting chicken and fish and mac and cheese and cheesecake and milkshakes and girl. Like I be thinking like my little spoonful of Nutella with some granola on the end is gonna hold me over, but it just don't. No, excuse me. Hey Joanna, how you doing, boo? Tore up. Hello, ancestors, spirit guides, and angels. What messages or insights do you have for the collective? Please and thank you, please and thank you, please and thank you. They want me to spritz and reset again. Please and thank you, please and thank you, please and thank you. Tired, sick, tore up. The girls are not doing well. The girls on the clock app are not doing well. So this may not apply to everybody, but I'm getting that somebody needs to get a new friend group. We got the Death card in reverse and the Three of Cups in reverse. And this may not be exclusively a new friend group. This could be a new job. But what you really need to do is like get away from some emotional situation that is pouring negativity into you and turning you into a negative person. Right? This Death card in reverse is just giving that you've been doing this for too long. For too long, Miss Mamas. Pack it up. Hey, Jody. I don't know what this situation is. And like the crazy thing about it is like, you know what's valuable and you're sticking around because this relationship, these circumstances, this situation, it at one point in time held a lot of value in your life. But the plot has run dry. The river is empty. It is now dry and poisonous, and it's time to pack up and find a new location to live in. Right? It's just not giving anymore. And the thing is, you sitting around waiting for it to come back, waiting for it to be luscious and beautiful and garden-like again. But these cards are saying it's not going to come back until you leave. And it's really not going to come back to this area. It's just going to come back into your life. But you really, 8 of Cups, right? You really got to walk away from this and say, I deserve something better. I deserve something more powerful. I deserve something that's in alignment with the most, like, with my Queen of Wands. With my Queen of Wands. With my baddie. Natalie Nunn! Baddie. Pose for me. Booty thick. What'd she say? Real thick. Real skinny, no tummy. Y'all know what the girls say. Y'all know what the girls say. But some of us with this Empress card in reverse, we're sitting around in the situation that we don't want, that we don't deserve, that we're tired of being here. It's turning us into a sourpuss. And we know what we need to do to get along and to get in alignment with something bigger and better, but we just not doing it. Right? Why is that? Why is that? Why? 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 Judgment card in reverse. You're going to reap what you sow. I don't know what the tea is because y'all don't want to be here. You don't want to be here, but you're going to stay. For what? Strength card upright, you know. Because they dirty. Y'all remember that clip? I think it's like an old white preacher talking about why? 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 Ari said they ain't talking to me because I literally can't leave. Let's get an action plan. What's the action plan for this collective? For this first group in the collective? We might have 3 groups, I'm hearing. What's the action plan? What is it that they actually need to be pouring their energy and their attention spans into? Please and thank you, please and thank you, please and thank you. Them cards wanted to be out real bad. Didn't even want me to shuffle them things. There's this energy of competition. There's this energy of I gotta battle, I gotta fight, I gotta pull up. You know, I gotta bob and weave. I gotta tussle. I gotta pop. You gotta do one of those. That's kind of the energy that I'm getting. I gotta do that. And some of us, we're used to fighting. We're used to tussling. We're used to bobbing and weaving. But with the King of Cups here, we have grown. We have grown wiser. We have grown past this part of ourselves that is used to fighting, you know, to having to prove ourselves, that is used to like struggling. This not gonna apply to everybody, but like engaging with struggle love, where you gotta fight, you gotta yell, you gotta scream, you gotta argue to get what it is that you want. Ghetto. 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 And not the good kind of ghetto. I like ghetto stuff. This is corny ghetto. And the thing is, right, the divine, like, okay, so this eclipse is transiting through somebody's like first house. Because I'm just getting that it's going to change the way that you perceive yourself. You may be a Libra yourself. Libra energy may conjunct some of your personal planets. I'm hearing like Venus. Venus is involved in some ways. But I believe Venus is in Scorpio right now. But right, if it don't apply, let it fly. But anyway, 2 of Pentacles. You just carrying things that you don't have to carry. So you can continue to, and like the divine has opened your eyes to a new way of existing. And like you can really choose to exist in a different way. And then even going back to this 5 of Wands, they really don't want me to move on, right? This 5 of Wands of like competing and fighting for and pulling and tugging for what it is that you deserve. The thing is that fighting energy, it's not necessarily gonna go away. What I'm getting is that you gotta fight to become a new version of yourself. Don't fight your circumstances. Don't challenge and pull and tug on your circumstances. Like, I really am getting a sense of like self-mastery. You've got to master yourself. You've got to will yourself. You got to be disciplined. You know what I mean? You got to deal with your vices vigorously so that you can align yourself with this new version of yourself that you're trying to call into your reality. Right? But some of us, we're tackling things that we can just surrender to, where the thing that we need to tackle is how to move forward in the timeline that is in alignment with our highest and greatest good. Because the thing is, like, and this is the beautiful thing that they're showing me, right? Ace of Pentacles in reverse, 5 of Pentacles, Ace of Cups in reverse. I said that backwards. It was the Ace of Cups, then the Ace of Pentacles. But hey, what they're showing me is that, like, there's absolutely tons of value. There is so much value and just like the struggle of where we've been and the lack of where we've been. And I know many people don't want to hear that. Where's the value in the lack? Where's the value in the ghetto? You know, where's the value in the circumstances that I don't really want to be in? Right? The value is that you learn a new lesson, that those situations, they irritate you and they motivate you to step into something new, to step into something more beautiful, to step into something more wondrous, more full, more expansive. Right? You kind of had to get intimate with the stuff that you don't like or that you grew to not like anymore, so that you can get uncomfortable and begin to grow comfortable with something that feels a lot more pleasant. Is that making sense? Sometimes I feel like I'm just saying things. I'm saying word soup. But does that make sense? So where we're at right now as a collective, or at least this first group I'm tapping into, you're standing on the edge of a cliff. You got to take the leap of faith. You got to hop in the boat and say, I'm sailing the 7 seas. You know what I mean? You got to hitchhike across the country. You got to go backpacking through Europe. You got to say, I'm going to go on the expedition for this new lifestyle. I'm going to go do it. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a challenge, but the challenge of the new lifestyle, the challenge of the new things that are coming to me, the challenge of the version of myself that I want to step into, it's going to be so much more fulfilling than the old stuff I didn't already did. Somebody needs to journal their new concept. You need to develop a new self-concept and journal about it. Hey, Mick, how you doing? Y'all get what I'm saying? Y'all get what I'm saying? What else for this first pile? What else for this first group, please and thank you. Other thing I'm kind of getting, these cards don't necessarily point to this, but this is the energy that I'm picking up on. Don't get caught up in what you think it should look like and what you think it should be. Right? The Most High is saying that you are going to be successful, regardless of whatever path you take. So what do you want to be successful in? Do you want to be successful in tackling those old challenges, or do you want to be successful in tackling those new challenges? Right? This Ace of Swords in reverse, next to this King of Pentacles. Don't get caught up in not having access to the version of yourself you think you should already have access to. Right? It's like, this is so beautiful, such a beautiful image, right? It's kind of like, take this with a grain of salt, but this is just the image I'm getting, right? Let's say you wanted to be a college professor by now, right? But you're not a college professor. So you're like, oh, I'm a failure. Oh, boo-hoo. Is it ever going to happen? I didn't get into the grad school I wanted to go to, or I didn't get the job, or whoop-de-whoop-op-de-wop, whatever it is, right? The thing is, that career of being a professor, it's still on the horizon for you. But the thing that you haven't realized is that the Most High has been giving you nuggets of wisdom and value. Truth burp. Encouragement, challenges that you needed to succeed in. Truth burp, in order to be the type of professor that you truly want to be. Right? The Most High has been giving us gifts which have felt like challenges, but they are disguised as very valuable lessons that are going to help us become the person that we really want to be. Right? And we just don't have the vision that the Most High has. We cannot see the complete picture. We cannot see all the peaks and the valleys and the challenges that we need. Most of us, when we're here on the physical realm, we just see a streamlined plan. It's just like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, element of P. Right? Hey, Mick. Hey, Britt. How you doing, my love? But nature, right? And when we think about, what is it? Nature, when we think about the planets, there's a natural recession in everything, right? Even that word recession. I know the word recession, and take this with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? The word recession, it gets thrown around and it feels so scary. In some ways, it is scary. You know what I mean? That there's a lack of resources. that we have to start being conservative with the money that we spend and what we're able to do, and so on and so forth. But when we look at the planets, there's that prefix, I think is the right word for it, re, when the planets go into retrograde, and we still have many outer planets in retrograde, right? And if planets can go into retrograde, it is quite natural for us to need to work with less, to work in a different manner, to rewind, to encounter challenges as we step backwards before we are able to move forwards. Right? Yes or no? Yes or no? And then they're even showing me another image about like the changing of the seasons, you know, fall and winter, right? As the seasons change, the fruit, our plants, they begin to produce less fruit. There were less vegetables. You know what I mean? And plants and animals and bugs and human beings, we have to find different ways of existing, right? We kind of have to recede and learn a lesson as we encounter the challenge of dropping temperatures. You know what I mean? Of less food and resources being available in our surroundings. And at that point in time, we learn something new that actually makes us stronger. There's not that many things that are going to off us, my love. Right? I know that felt like it kind of went all over the place, but I think that was that message. Hey, my loves, thanks for popping in. I'm currently doing a collective message. Mick, I gotta send you a refund because I will not be doing readings tonight. I will try to get on tomorrow. I'm quite tired. I might stay on and hang out for a little bit now that my food is on the way, but I'm just doing the collective reading tonight. No personal readings. I'm so sorry, my loves. But I promise to get on Thursday, and I may get on tomorrow. I may not get on Thursday. We'll see. I promise to get on either tomorrow or Thursday. I'm gonna get an oracle card, and I'm sensing that there's another group I gotta work with. But hello, ancestors, spirit guides, and angels. Can we get an oracle card for this first group, for the first bit of the collective? We got two. I'm gonna read both. Okay. Somebody got karmic relationships. I guess the first one was karmic relationships. Let me see if I can flip this. Karmic relationships. I don't know what TikTok did, but this front camera don't ever focus the way it's supposed to. Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. The constellation Orion is thought by many to have been a place of great polarity and eventual unity. Some believe that many star seeds who were a part of this cosmic history are incarnates on Earth now and are playing out karmic relationships from Orion times. Perhaps you are one of them. Polarity causes conflict and highlights separation. However, because of this, conflict can also result in unity and growth. Too many misunderstandings are caused when we don't open our hearts and mind and we see things from a different point of view. When we go into reactive second-guessing mode instead of gathering the courage to open our heart, we should admit that we may have reacted because of our own woundings and then find mutual ground. We are all innocent children looking to be seen, understood, and cherished. It's much harder to grow closer through conflict than it is to grow further apart. And yet, that's the invitation of conflict. It's easy to react and to take things personally. It's more challenging to see the innocence of all involved and to find a way to grow closer through the conflict. It's through relationships that we grow the most. How can you soften your heart and drop your defenses enough to see things from a different point of view? How can you see the innocence of all involved? How can you learn to see the similarities rather than the differences? And then the Starseed Soul Inquiry. Which relationships do you find the most challenging? Slow down, boy. Which relationships do you find the most challenging? How can you see things from a different perspective? How are you being called to allow growth through conflict? Yes. And we also have activated Earth. Power places, ley lines, trust where you are being led. Ley lines are invisible pathways on the land along which energy travels. They can be sensed when we tune into them with our subtle senses. Also known as spiritual paths, they've been compared to the meridian system of the body used in Chinese medicine. And they link sacred sites, stone circles, burial mounds, and places of worship worldwide. In Australia, Aboriginal culture, song lines were the paths traveled by the creator beings as they made the land and the sea during the dreaming. These paths were recorded in the traditional songs and dances of the people, allowing them to access information about the land's history and to travel safely among great distances. Many believe that as we visit such sacred points on Earth, something is activated within us. Some also believe that by connecting with the land with devotion at these sacred places, something is activated within the planet as well. Are you being called to travel to a sacred place that your soul remembers? Or to tend to the land you live on? To honor and acknowledge the known and the unknown keepers or nature spirits of that land? As you connect with the earth and honor its keepers, the land opens up more fully to you. The fruits provide more nourishment, and the guardians watch over you. Place the card on the portal of your heart and whisper the following. I honor and thank the keepers of earth beneath me, known and unknown. Thank you for your nourishment and tender holding. Yes, my loves? Okay, I am getting that there's another message, but give me 2 seconds. If that message resonated with you, please thank your ancestors, spirit guides, and angels for allowing me to deliver the message. It definitely resonated with me. Let me tell these people. Is this person here? Okay, he 10 minutes away. This is Selena. Selena 10 minutes away. Let me tell her. Hey, Selena girl. Okay, lovely, lovely. I'm about to tear this fish, fried chicken, and french fries up, girl. But hello, ancestors, spirit guides, and angels. Thank you for allowing me to deliver that initial message. We about to deliver the next one. And what happened with these cards to where they all flipped around all crazy like? Okay. Hello, ancestors, spirit guides, and angels. Did that first message resonate with y'all? Drop an emoji if it did. Now, what's T? What's the next message? Please and thank you, please and thank you, please and thank you. This like, so like right off the bat, like the energy feels very interesting. Like part of me wants to say that this is a romantic reading, that it's a love reading, but the energy feels very rocky. Like I want to say that this is a romantic or this is like a love and romance reading, but it feels rocky. It just feels like it don't feel like soft and huggy, it tender. But it don't feel abusive. It just feel hard. It just feel hard. It feels like, well, at least like, it don't feel like two fists coming up against each other. It feels like a hand and a fist, right? Or like waves crashing against a rocky ledge. There's like this stiff, unmovable fixture. It feels really stagnant, really stubborn, very hard. And then like the other energy on the opposite side, it's softer, but I still can't call it soft. Hey butterfly, how you doing? Right? I still can't call it soft. I don't know who this is or what this is. And this may not just be a love. This could be any type of relationship. But this Six of Swords in reverse and then this Ten of Cups in reverse, it's just giving don't pass, go. Right? And there's somebody here with this Magician card doing everything in their power to salvage the relationship or the connection. But it's just not working. I'm so sorry. This Death card here, it just feels like it's time for it to change. And this is kind of what I'm getting. Again, we're tapping into this new moon in Libra eclipse energy. I don't know if anybody was thinking about doing any love work, but this feels like don't do no love work if you was thinking about doing a love working. Right? Because again, this energy really, really does feel like that nature. I was going to say something else. I wanted to say the divine, but the word nature came through. But the way that these planets are moving, the astrological transits, they are going to end the relationship for you. And if it's not going to end it, it's going to like make it transition and transform. Right? Just because you can fix a relationship doesn't mean that you should. The Magician card is saying that this Magician card is surrounded by 5 reversals. I don't really think that you can fix it. I think the divine just wants you to sit back, to talk through some things, to think through some things, and not really take any action plans, right? Because this 9 of Wands in reverse at the bottom of the deck, you're tired, you're exhausted. I now have a headache of all the ways I can save and salvage and change and fix and mend and reconciliate, and it's too much. Pack it up, babes. Pack it all the way up. I don't see the Hangman here, but I feel like this is Hangman energy. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Right? Because like one of the parties here, it kind of feels like you have a control issue. No tea, no shade. You got the Hierophant, the Queen of Wands. I gotta leave these cards out. Because I'm getting that some of us, we need to change the way that we work on our relationships. Some of us, this is what it is. Like the relationship, it needs to be changed with time. It needs to shift. Like y'all need to grow older. Circumstances need to have an effect on you. Like growth and change and progress, it's not always going to be because you're doing something. Sometimes growth and change and progress are going to naturally occur. Again, nature. I said that before, didn't I? Nature was going to take care of it. Right? And then I don't know if anybody here is seeing repeating 4s, because I'm not seeing 4s on the board, but they're showing me repeating 4s. Where like, yes, you do need to enact change in your life, right? You do need to be an active participant in your life, but sometimes you don't need to be an active participant, right? And sometimes you need to allow outside influences to influence you, right? And sometimes you need to allow outside influences to influence themselves. right? So there's the four buckets, right? Sometimes you need to do something, sometimes you need to chill. Sometimes you need to allow things to work on you, and sometimes you need to allow those things to chill. And I get that the divine really wants this group, when it comes to your relationships, be they romantic or no, to tap into these other three forms, right? And you will find that when you don't have to fix people or fix circumstances or to fix things, your life actually becomes a lot more spacious, and you become so much more free to actually enjoy the things that are happening in your present reality. Good God, that energy was thick to get through. Right? This Queen of Wands popped up again. I know this popped up in the first part of the reading, but you need to have fun. You don't need to worry about what these other people are doing. You need to make sure that, because the thing is, like, you didn't already did all the work on yourself that you need to do. Now you're stressing out about the people around you or your partnerships or whatever it is. The divine is saying, don't worry about them, worry about you. And again, Libra is moving through the south node, right? Like the sun, Mercury, they're moving through the south node. And then even Mars is going through Cancer. I don't know why they have me bringing this up. But sometimes, like, Cancer energy and Libra energy, they will actively continue to think about the other person, right? They'll think about the other party. And, like, what can I do for the other party? How can I help them? How can I serve them? And just with all this energy moving through the south node, it feels like it's a call to understand, how can you just worry about yourself? No tea, no shade. How can you just worry about yourself? And not even worry about yourself, but just chill. How can you create an environment of chill where there's not something to fix, there's not something to serve, there's not something to do for? All you have to do is just be. And I get a sense that a lot of y'all, you're getting a call to have fun. You're getting a call to have excitement and playfulness and rest and ease. But this Two of Swords in reverse at the bottom of the deck, some of y'all get so caught up in what should I do, or overthinking what's the next step, that you lose sight of the pleasure that comes along with just living life. That's my loves. Okay, my food almost here. Hey. Can we get an action plan, please, and thank you? What's the action plan? What is it that this group needs to focus on? I'll be wrapping up pretty soon. Do y'all want to hang out and eat dinner with me? Hey, Joy Kennedy, how you doing, love? Is the eclipse whooping you? Ooh, excuse me. The eclipse is tearing you up? Oh, this is kind of shady. This is kind of shady. This is kind of shady. The action plan is for you to realize, this is so shady. This action plan is for you to realize that with all that extra work, you know, with all that worrying about the other party, with all that overthinking that you were doing, you still didn't get your way. That's the energy I'm picking up on. That with all that jibber jabbering and all that judging and all that, oh, they need to do, and you trying to come to the rescue and be Captain Save-A-Ho, all that talk back, you still ended up disappointed. You did all that extra work for what? Now look at you. Now you just pissed off. And disappointed. 3 of Swords. Knight of Swords. 10 of Swords in reverse. 7 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. You put yourself through all of that, and for what? For you still not to get your way. You was worried about everybody else. Tom, Dick, and Harry. Up at night, stressing, crying, boo-hooing, sliding down the wall. Where all you needed to do. Because, like, take this with a grain of salt. This may not apply to everybody here, but part of it just feels like not offering unsolicited advice. And you can give people a gentle reminder, but somebody wasn't giving a gentle reminder. Somebody was being kind of heavy handed. I was sitting here taking it, but after that, it's crazy work. Okay, Ari's feeling a little targeted right now. Let me see. Is she gonna knock on the door? Let me go find Miss Mama's. Let me go get my food. I'm gonna be right back. In my hand. So here's what I'm getting. I'm guessing that the lesson for this pile is moderation. With temperance in the world card, somebody is learning. Again, it just feels like the right balance. Again, we're in Libra season. It's about acknowledging the right and the proper balance. Temperance card is about like having the right amount, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Because I'm getting that you really, really care for your loved ones. But you ain't got to be so heavy-handed to the point where you're creating a challenge. Right? Hey, I'm noticing X, Y, and Z. Hey, whoop-de-whoop, wop-de-wop, whatever. And it feels like the other party has become so hardened to your critique or your opinion that it's actually happening the opposite effect, where they're not changing. And they know that they need to change. They know that they need to change, but you can't change. They gotta want to change for themselves. Right, my loves? Mm-hmm. So we're gonna get you an oracle card. And then we're gonna call it a night. These low-key be long. These collective readings be long, huh? Do they be too long? Who was talking about this? Like one of my tarot teachers, she was saying, but you can't learn a spiritual or an experiential lesson for someone. Can we get an oracle card? Lavender. I was just talking about lavender earlier today. Lavender. Wasn't I talking about earlier? We was talking about hoodoo earlier today. And lavender came up. I love lavender. I love lavender. It's one of my favorite herbs to work with. If you need relaxation, ease, calm, if you want to smooth things over and just make it easy, some lavender. For this pal, like, you can just go, like, Yoki has a really good stress reliever tea. It's like honey lavender stress relief tea. Oh, it's such a good sleepy time tea. If you're doing a working on your loved one, just make them some of that tea. Put some honey in there. Say a nice little prayer to smooth things over. You know what I mean? Lavender and mop water is lovely. Come on, Ari. But doing that, saying a little prayer over it, y'all, I promise y'all can smooth anything over. Lavender. Upright. Weaver of potential. New beginnings. Intuitive intellect. Contemplative phase. Emotional fulfillment. And walking in alignment. Reversed. Unsettled spirit. Unable to see possibility. Lack mentality. Untrusting. Overly critical. The astrological ruler is Mercury. The guidance. Lavender is much like the medicine of a spider, a master communicator that organizes, refines, and systematizes many elements in life. Going back to that 4 I was talking about, you know, like I don't know what that square was, but like 1 where you work on yourself, 2 you don't work on yourself and you're just receptive, 3 where you work on the outside world, and 4 you allow the outside world to work on itself. Lavender's medicine provides us the power of discipline and focused energy. Key elements to enable aligned manifestation. Spider is here today to remind you that when you're not communicating from a higher alignment, we quickly become entangled, overly critical, and even block the flow of creativity and healing communication. Connect to the energy of the spiral to journey deep into your shadows and allow this self-organizing system to facilitate higher alignment to your foundation when needed. Use the gifts of communication such as music, poetry, art, and dance to nurture creativity as you weave your life. Another thing I'm getting is for like, if that was a love reading for you, you know what I mean? Or whatever relationship this is for, I'm getting setting the mood with some music, right? Set the mood. If you need to have a difficult conversation or if you need to make things nicer, set the mood with some music. And another thing is like, if you need to have a conversation, play some chill jazz. Like one of my favorite exes, he would always say that like jazz was his favorite like genre, because it didn't disrupt the mood. Right? Like I feel like with like most like R&B or like rock or like rap or pop, either you need to listen to the music or dance to the music, or you need to have your conversation and they didn't necessarily blend. There's something about jazz where you can have jazz playing in the back and talk on top of it and have it flow together seamlessly. Right? That could be a sign, Taj. Yes, my loves. But that's all I have for you. Again, if you want to learn tarot with me, check me out on Patreon. If you want to get more specific about which of these energies were for you, check out the link below in my stand store. I love you all. Please thank your ancestors, spirit guides, and angels for allowing me to deliver these messages to you. And until next time, this is XOMO. Bye-bye.